underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller. This is Podcast Beyond, episode 145.
We're getting real close now, aren't we? To
we
150.
are. Guides Guru Colin Moriarty. How are
Sorry.
you? No, that's fine. No. You know it's a conversational podcast.
Yeah,
you flow with the goes.
Dude, we're flowing with the goes. Clearly.
The PSP goes.
I'm on vacation this week.
And you came in just for this?
Yes.
And you're also working on a guide from home?
Yes.
So you're not really vacating at all?
Yeah, I just basically went on.
Wait, did you actually take time off, or are you just like, I'm working from home?
I took like half of the. I took 20 hours off to work leisurely from home for the week.
Okay. That's a good idea. Are
Yeah.
you feeling
Well,
better?
I
You
maxed
can
out.
take just 20 hours off of work?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how
take,
you-
I can take 2 hours off
It takes
of work if I want
depending
to.
on the hour. You basically
I've
say
actually
when
never submitted, and
you say when you start the day, and then starting on that day, you tell how many hours you're taking off 8 for a day.
But to answer your question, I am like basically working an 8-hour day from home.
Okay.
But it's totally worth it because I like working at home.
Your hair
so.
seems to have grown a lot since I last
Yeah.
seen you. But we'll
Yeah.
touch on that later.
Okay, thank you.
Making their
touch on that
making
later.
their triumphant returns to Podcast Beyond. The one and only Ryan Clements.
Hello.
Ryan, where have you been?
Well, actually, last week I was working on Dragon Quest, which is what is keeping Colin away
Welcome back. Yeah.
podcast. Or sorry, was keeping just from away from the office
Yeah,
this
it's-
week.
I love
Not
it.
the podcast.
I love it.
He won't miss the podcast.
And then you went to Buffalo.
Then I went to home.
Did you eat some
to
wings?
Buffalo. I had some barbecue chicken wings, which are almost better than regular wings because they're basically like deep grilled in this amazing barbecue,
yeah.
and it's just with some pizza. Oh man, you just
You're
cannot
talking?
get any
That was it?
better.
Stepping your game up.
Cannot get any better.
And-
Then I felt really ill afterwards. So
yeah,
of course.
Why can't you just
why?
enjoy a
Oh,
meal?
right,
know.
because did you ever find out if you were allergic to gluten?
I'm not allergic to gluten. I just
Alright.
have a crazy
That would
tummy.
suck.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Also making a return, Christine Steimer. Girl Fights. Christine Steimer.
Hello.
2 shows in a row with a Girl Fight member. Christine, what have you been up to since you were last on Podcast Beyond?
I have been reviewing Death Spank. I believe that's why I'm here.
Yes, we'll talk about that a little bit later. If that's all you have to say about what
It
you've been doing
is.
since your last
That's it. That's all she's
That's
done.
all I've done.
That's all she's
You've been
done.
on Beyond before, right?
In 3 months.
Yes. When was
She's
it,
like
though?
in the stasis, and they like unseal.
They only take me out to review
There's a
games.
Monkey Island game. Break the seal.
We
Yeah, I did that one
unseal the
too.
hushed
Also
casket.
reviewed Monkey Island.
Seeing as how statistics show, most people only get through the first 15 minutes of Podcast Beyond before killing themselves.
Yeah.
I wanted
What?
to make sure. I'm kidding, but I wanted to, before I forget, to pitch. Comic-Con is next week. I won't be here. You'll all be in charge of the show.
Of course.
But what I will be doing next week is on Thursday hosting the infamous 2 panel at Comic-Con. That's 6:30. You can find it in your programs. San Diego Comic-Con too. Don't go to the Alaska Comic-Con. And then Friday we're gonna do some kind of IGN party. We'll have more details on that in the forthcoming future. Saturday I'll be hosting the DC Universe Online panel starring Mark Hamill, voice of the Joker.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that'll be at
You're
3:30
hosting
p.m.
it?
Hosting it as well.
Very
yeah, 2
exciting
hosting gigs.
indeed.
this year. After the success of the Uncharted 2 panel last year, they're like, we got to double what this kid's doing at Comic-Con. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at GameOverGreggy, where I will be updating you on the IGN party and random things that happen in terms of these panels and Comic-Con in general.
Do they pay you in little Superman figurines?
This is completely an unpaid. This is a privilege to try to connect with other people who maybe don't read IGN to know that, you know what, this Greg Miller kid, he's got some good questions. I bet he asks good questions
that kid's
on
onto
the
something.
IGN.com.
for
That kid's
those
onto something.
IGNs.
He's got something going on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's kick it off, as we do every week, with what will ever be known as the Roper Report.
It's time for some news. Don't forget the news.
Hey, Colin.
Yo,
PlayStation Plus members can now start getting to Hulu Plus.
isn't that nice?
Did you download it?
No, I'm not gonna
Because you
do
can download the little thing, and then you can ask to be part of it.
Yeah, I
thought it
saw
was
that,
just
but
a
then
preview.
you still have to.
It is.
But you still have to pay.
The deal is, yes, you download the preview, right? Just a little preview deal from the store. Then you can go in there and you can register, ask for an invite is what you have to do, basically, because this is an invitation-only gig right now. Then if they say, yep, we accept you, here's your invite, then you have to show up, make an account, pay $10.
So how the hell is it a preview? That's
Because
what I'm
they're
saying.
testing the system. They're seeing how much the server can, take
Yeah, I
as
don't
far
like
as
that
stress.
word. It's like a misnomer.
It's a beta. It's a
Yeah,
beta.
that would be better.
A paid beta?
Yeah, that's
All
a
right,
little
well,
bit.
you know what?
preposterous.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm just not into it. You know.
I'm
Although-
I've asked for an invite twice now. and
Oh,
I've
okay.
gotten zero.
You're waiting.
I've
Well,
gotten zero invites.
I'll-
Should I ask for one as well?
Yes, you should.
I was
Oh,
talking
wait,
to my girl.
I don't have PlayStation Plus.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. I was talking to my girlfriend about this yesterday randomly. About it. I was like, oh, Hulu's available and stuff. And she's like, yeah, it sounds like a ripoff. But then I kind of had this notion that, say you had like, it's all Fox and NBC shows, right? That's what Hulu is.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
So say you had like 3 series that you wanted to watch or whatever,
Yeah.
and you just paid the $10 for 1 month. That's actually kind of a good deal.
Yeah.
I think it's like diminishing returns though the longer you have it.
Totally.
In my opinion.
It's the same with Netflix, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I have Netflix and I stream it on the PS3 and all that jazz, but I couldn't even get into it the other day. The other day we were trying to find out, Ryan, if this movie Joysticks was on Netflix. Yeah, you heard of it?
That's not even a thing.
It looks ridiculous.
It is.
Go YouTube the trailer right now. It got a great segment in the song goes, totally awesome video.
Oh my God, that has to be one of our
Closing songs?
Yes.
Yes.
What the hell is on the table?
What are they called again? That lead into a segment?
Bumper.
Jingle. There we go.
Jingles.
Bumper or
Crazy or
jingle.
something.
Yeah.
That would
know.
be a great jingle.
All right. Anyways, joysticks. Oh, I couldn't remember my login information. I hadn't logged into Netflix in so long.
Did you ever figure it out?
Yeah, I had another email address I'd forgotten all about. Anyways, I'd be interested in Hulu, but I'm sure I would just throw my money away. Like
Yeah, it's the same thing with Netflix. They got me. Like, I'm just going to always be a Netflix member, even though I don't use it really that much anymore.
I understand.
C'est la vie.
The next Assassin's Creed might be in Russia.
Who
Have you
cares?
seen
I
this
don't
teaser
care.
today? Okay, then. Screw it. If you go to IGN.com, look for it. There's a little teaser video that makes it seem like there's a Russian star there in the A. We're done. It's on. All right, Ryan, one more time. What do you
Do
got?
you care about Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, I was
Is
just
that
going to
all
say that I have actually not played any of them from start to finish. But
But you still care.
I'm very interested in Assassin's Creed 2 because I've only...
You mean 3?
No, 2.
The
Because
one-
I still,
oh, that's out.
'cause you
I
haven't
still
played
haven't
it.
played it yet. And
Get it.
I was watching Clayman play it for a bunch, and that game just looked like so much fun.
It's
No.
not.
Yeah, well...
I liked it enough. I didn't
didn't-
think it should be in
yeah.
the same breath as Game of the Year. That's when I got
Oh,
offended.
yeah.
That's when I got offended.
Absolutely not. I didn't play the first one, and then I started playing the second one. I'm like, this game. See, Mark Ryan and I were talking about it, and it's a game that wants you to do as little as possible to get from point A to point B. And anytime you start pressing buttons, like you think, like when you're climbing, you think you're supposed to be pressing things, and he just launches himself off a building and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It actually just wants you to press the
analog stick
analog
up.
stick up. That's all
Yeah.
you have to do. It's like this game is just boring and contrived, and I don't understand. I played it for a couple hours. It's nice for trophies, apparently.
Oh, man, I got a platinum in it. Not a bad platinum. You got to go home and hunt feathers and use a guide's
Yeah,
map from
it's,
IGN.com, but it's not bad.
Oh yeah, Mark's guide is really
Yeah.
it still does really well, and
Exactly.
everyone really likes it. But other games, I think I'll get Naughty Bear Platinum before I get the
Oh,
Platinum in
Jesus.
Assassin's Creed.
Okay, no,
Oh,
One
no.
of the you should definitely check out the IGN guide though, because it has one of my favorite things ever. There's all these little things in there where you got to do these little games to try to unlock. I think it's the Pieces of Eden, right? Anybody back me up here?
For what? For Assassin's Creed? Yeah.
You're trying to
Piece of
decide.
Eden.
Okay, cool. There's one where it's just it's pretty much random. Like you don't know what you're doing exactly. And Mark's guide reads that way. It's like I have no idea what you're doing here, but if you move to the right side of the screen and move it around, you'll eventually find it. Because like I was so frustrated trying to do it on my own, and I finally looked at it and he did the exact same thing.
Right.
It's been a dark week, Colin.
Has it?
A lot of people are now without work. 40 people were laid off from the Red Dead studio.
I saw that. Yeah, I was talking to Jim about that. A lot of part-time guys, though, right? Like
Yeah,
quality
yeah.
testers.
I mean,
and
yeah,
stuff.
it's not-
So
I
I mean,
it's
it
not
does
super
happen.
dark.
Like that's.
Yeah, the big game's out, right? The
Yeah.
DLCs, you'd think in the can, they're working on a little bit, but you don't need a giant team.
You
to do
figure
the
they
4
fire
pieces.
them and then they hire them back later for another game.
Exactly.
it's a
Why
cruel
not?
world, that development.
This is how it works.
sad.
Also, SOE laid off 35 people.
I saw that today.
Getting close to DC Universe Online as well. I don't even know if we're close to the agency, but you hear
Everyone's
more.
got
They
pinch
didn't
pennies,
say
man.
what team they were cut
Exactly. It
from?
could have been. No,
All
they
right.
didn't say that. It could have been customer service. That's what I think our MMO editor Nick Cohen was hypothesizing, that it was more front end people than it was really people on a development team. But that happened, so now you know about it. Thanks for the report. Double Fine is working on 4 new projects. These are the guys who did Brutal Legend.
Bleh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Tim Schafer. I love the
But you
games
just
that he's
bled
made.
his
But
game.
so I don't have to love everything he does.
That's
Very
true.
true.
You don't.
And I don't think Brutal Legend was that great of a game.
I was disappointed when it was like an RTS.
Yeah, it was very misleading, especially if you watch all the commercials. None of them had any indication that they would randomly turn into an RTS.
Yeah, if it was a hack and slash, I think it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
IMO.
And not a driving game.
I like when you do that.
Thank you.
I've picked up on your I hope one day I'm talented enough to get the IMO in there like you do. Okay. Because I do enjoy that.
Well, yeah.
Some quick hits. More than 1 million minis have now been downloaded. We got some questions about that later on.
Jeff Rubenstein's working real hard.
He's just sweating out in the mini workshop right now.
You know, he manually delivers those minis to every customer
Man,
that downloads
that I
them.
did not know.
Yes,
That's crazy.
he drives in his Winnebago.
What does he drive? Yeah. The guy who came up with the Kevin Butler ad campaign has left and gone to Activision. So maybe now we'll get some crazy good
Try
ads
and
from
make
them.
them more well loved and less
Apparently.
hated.
They definitely have an image problem with the hardcore.
Yeah.
So they
Yes.
could definitely
Jim
use
Riley
it.
calls them evil. So that's what
I
you
wouldn't
got.
go that far. They're capitalists. It's just that we don't maybe take that too kindly sometimes.
Well, we don't. I think when they turn out crappy game after crappy game after crappy.
Well, when they take it's like actually Tim Schafer was talking about Bobby Kotick. I mean, that was
Yes.
is that one of your news things? Or
I
whatever?
didn't bother putting that in.
Oh, okay.
Or when they
He
potentially
tried to
abuse.
backtrack on that today.
Yeah, but he was. I mean, he had a point. It's just like when you you got to there's no balance. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of balance there. Like they took Guitar Hero and just ran it into the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I think it's reasonable to assume that they hired that guy to make themselves more likable. And I don't think Joe Schmo Gamer has any problem with Activision. And I'm a hardcore gamer. I don't really have any problem with them. I just understand where people come from, where they're saying like this is a mega corporation that doesn't seem to have a lot of personality and doesn't really care about their product.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, but I just saw this Nintendo voice chat fan art up there, and that just is the most hysterical and horrifying.
You're looking at the top one there.
Claiborne. Oh my God.
It's Mario. Yeah, it's Super Mario Galaxy 2. Claiborne's head is the Mario planet head.
The planetoid.
Thing. Yeah. Craig is Yoshi.
Scott
Bromley is on top of him, and then Jack is a little star guy next to him.
Luma. I think they call those.
I enjoy this one over here above all of ours. The Nintendo voice chat logo looks like the Nintendo one. And then on top of it, I'm on there after making one appearance ever on a Nintendo voice chat.
I like Fran in there because he totally looks like a gangster.
Fran does not look good. Fran has fallen on hard times in that image.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He looks like a bum/gangster.
But we got some good art. It's coming along.
Sure.
We got some going up over here too. The podcast
Also,
we're filming.
Jack
You guys
looks like
rock.
he's 6 years old in that.
Yes.
They keep sending in
Jack
your
does
awesome.
in real life looks like he's 6
He
years
is
sending in your
actually
awesome fan
6 years
art.
old.
Sony updated its terms of service to warn of 3D sickness.
Yeah.
Basically, take breaks, look away from the screen, don't be stupid.
Does it pop
You
up
already
like
do that.
Nintendo does? Like, you should take a break.
No, it was in their, buried in their terms
Oh.
of service. They just updated that.
Yeah, was it in Galaxy 2? It's like take a 15-minute break every hour. It's like really?
Yeah,
I don't think
right.
so. Sorry.
I got stars to collect.
I've got that kind of time.
And the biggest news of the week is a podcast beyond thank you to Daniel P., who wrote in last week to ask us a question about Queensblade. Have you heard of this yet?
I was trying to keep abreast of your
Nice.
situation.
Nice. As dedicated podcast beyond listeners know, Daniel P. wrote in last week to tip us off that there was this anime called Queensblade for free on the PSN that was very risque. He said best he could figure it out, it was women fighting and their clothes falling off. We all kind of laughed it off. Said I'm sure it's not that bad. And then Jim and I went home and watched it, and it was
Jim and you went home and watched it?
Jim and I went to our respective residences and watched it. All right. Jeez.
I was not there in the house. I disappeared.
You were watching it at my house as well, yes. I'm saying, but now you're confusing the subject matter altogether. You and I went home and watched it on our PS3.
I'm aware, but you
Jim
didn't
went to his
include
house
me
and watched
in
it.
that.
Well, I didn't want to drag the show down. It was meaningless
Sorry.
information. Anyways, and it was that bad. Boobs coming everywhere, clothes getting ripped
great.
off, bondage. This one woman's boobs explode because acid inside of them gets held back, and that kills her.
Jesus.
Oh my
It was
God.
kind of
Yeah.
cool. They
Was it
inflated,
a
like,
movie?
balloons.
Was it a film or a series?
No,
It's
it's
a
a film
series.
series,
It's 20.
show series.
It's not a film or a
Show.
series. It's a film series.
It's 22 minutes each episode.
Okay.
So it's
Do you know how many episodes there were by any chance?
There was 4 episodes on the PSN.
Gotcha.
One was offered free, which was the most graphic. Thanks to this, we discovered it. We reached out to Sony. They quickly took it down and have never offered a statement on it again. So Daniel P. and Podcast Beyond were behind one of the biggest scoops on IGN
big
for the
scoop.
week.
You also ruined it for everybody else.
We did. Oh, Daniel P.
putting that
ruined
out
it.
there.
Daniel P. ruined
Yeah,
it.
way to go,
now
Dan.
Now you can go and buy it again, I've been told, but you can no
Oh, you
longer
can
get
buy
it
it
for free.
now?
You can
That's
no longer
fine.
get it for free.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't want to buy it.
You shouldn't.
It wasn't worth it.
Content should never be censored.
But do you think it should have been offered for free?
No.
Oh, probably not. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I agree that
was
it
the
should
problem.
be offered.
And it also
for
probably
a
should have
price.
some sort of warning on it.
It
or
had a
something.
TVMA on it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You knew it was
Well,
from
then that
mature.
should be fine, right?
For free though, like that's. I mean, the problem here, what happens is right, is it goes on the free store and then it's totally on to the parents now. Did we set up parental controls on little Timmy's or Xbox, his PS3? Did we? Is this set up? I mean, it's as a personal decision. I don't think anyone in this room is horrified by.
I'm deeply
By
offended
What
by
that
it.
anime had on it.
I'm
but
deeply
I mean,
offended.
I can understand, wow, maybe that shouldn't have been free. Maybe there should have been another step there. But then again, there are controls that would have stopped it. But then again, there are other TVMA things on the PlayStation Store for free, but none of them are like that. None of them have. There's a South Park clip on there, like a bunch of clips. It's like a montage. None of the dialogue you'd expect from South Park's there. None of the actions. Same with a bunch of Rescue Me clips.
Not to sound like a hippie, but this is just another example of our society being extremely uptight and
About sex.
unnecessary about
You
sex.
can go
and
download the Dead Space 2 trailers where he's blowing limbs off. Yeah, exactly.
But as soon as you have a
Not
naked
problem.
person, watch out.
Not even in a real sexual manner. You know what I
Right.
mean? There was no sex in the episode.
Right.
There was,
Oh, but
they-
there was like very
Only I get to touch you there.
suggestive.
Now you've been defiled.
lesbian
Yes, there
couple.
was some
Welcome to anime.
sexual themes mentioned there. but-
Yes, so there were sexual themes, but there was no actual sex.
Exactly.
And that's why I've been watching it since I was 12.
And you seem to turned out all right.
Well,
Colin,
That look was priceless.
did you say my name?
I did.
Mhm.
Man, dude, it's fun and everything working.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But sometimes I wish I just had all the time in the world to like look at the newspaper and
Uh-huh.
see what games were coming out.
Don't
but
we
I
all?
don't. No one has time for that.
No.
Look at the people right now listening to this on the train home from work or drinking their Dr Peppers, and they just don't know. Where could I go to find out what games have come out this week?
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms. By the IGN editors. So during our meeting, I went on the old Palm Pre. It's a telephone.
We just came from a
And-
meeting about
and-
big IGN changes we can't talk about.
And
We're
so
all
on,
fired.
on this telephone that I was using, no PSP, no PS2 games,
Oh.
as far as I can tell. But on PS3, NCAA football
Yeah.
11 comes out this week, or already came out.
It's out, yeah. Very
air
good.
horn.
And also a game that we didn't really know anything about, but the Little League World Series baseball game appears to have also come out this week. So all 5 of you that are going to play that, you might enjoy that game as well.
I think don't look past it. That sounds like the kind of easy trophy game you and I are all about.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes, that has something to it. I like the name of that. I like
A
the
certain
idea.
je ne sais quoi.
Yes.
Yes.
It's got something. Ryan,
Yeah.
have you been talking to Zombie Blogneck?
Oh, yes.
What's he got to say about what came out this week?
So I didn't, because we went into that meeting, I didn't have time to
If
highlight
no
everything.
one's caught on yet, we're late in the day once again.
Yeah.
Ryan Clements again had a schedule that
He
did
blundered.
not include Beyond It.
I apologize.
Blunderous.
It included medical reasons, so it was legit. But on the downloadable games front, we have Landit Bandit, which I saw you playing the other day,
Yeah,
right?
don't play that.
Don't play that
buy-
one.
Don't download that one.
That's a
everybody.
PSN game?
Yeah.
Well, I
Wait.
mean, it's probably worth the $10 price
You
tag,
think so?
though. No.
I don't think so. I would
Landed
wait for
Bandit? The hell is that?
the Damon Hatfield review. You can go play it at his desk.
Is that the flying game?
Yeah,
You land.
What I got from the basics of it is this dude crash lands on an island, finds a bunch of native people, and he starts working on a helicopter contraption that will be able to fly him out.
Okay.
But I think he tests it with the native people.
And
So you
kills
got-
them?
No, I don't know. You got to. It's
Accidental
pedaling it
crashes?
up, and then you're flying it around. You're trying to land it without breaking it. Pick people up, take them.
Sounds lame.
It's rough.
Sounds
It's rough.
boring.
It does sound boring. Why
And
would I wanna do that?
also, a game that won Miss Christine Steimer reviewed, Death Spank,
Yeah.
for $14.99.
Yeah.
And then
Fun game.
It is a fun game.
Yes. Also, I was going to say that I don't see any minis, so I guess
No
even-
minis this week. Yeah, I kept an eye out
strange.
on that one too.
Jeff's on
But
vacation.
Groove and Blocks PSP.
Groovin', which is an old game.
Groove
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Groovin' Buck's been around.
Yeah,
for a
it
while.
sounds old.
It could be.
It's one of the, you know how they're still bringing over
Yeah, they're
old
grooving.
UMD ones.
They got to catch up on their groove.
All right, pick of the week. Pick of the week.
I guess it's got to be Death Spank.
You don't have to say it like that.
Wow, that
Say-
was-
yeah, that didn't sound like a
geez.
confident choice.
It's just no. It's. I mean, it's a good game. It's just I like retail games to be game of the week when possible, unless we're talking about like Shatter too.
Game of the
you
week.
play more PSN games than probably anybody.
That's true.
You don't. And
Don't
you hate
knock it
You
because
hate
it's
it.
downloadable.
No, I don't. Well, you can't blame me for that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too enthusiastic about In other words, it's like definitely the standout game of the week. But look at what it's going against. Yeah. It's
NCAA is
Nothing,
great.
so it was
NCAA is great.
brilliant
If you
on
like,
their
if you like
part to release
NCAA,
it this
play
week.
NCAA. I thought Death Spank's great. I want to go home and play more of it.
Yeah,
That's
me
the
too.
thing. Like that, I was playing Red Dead beforehand, and I was doing a little bit of trophy farming, but also just playing the story of it. And it was feeling too heavy. You know what I mean? It was like very get the mission, ride there, do this, do
Yeah.
this, ride there. But and like I was
hear you.
kind of getting sick of that monotony. So to have Death Spank, which is very simple, go get me a bunch of horns and dye them red. Cool.
Right.
I'm out. And I'm immediately fighting.
Spoilers.
And
Seriously,
I'm getting
that's
XP.
a puzzle, mister.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
Everybody.
spoil it and tell you how to dye them red. No, I won't do it for you. I actually had to use one of my fortune cookies to figure that one out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Come on, man.
Lols.
I'm not very good at the puzzle games.
It's okay. I had somebody else to ask me today how to do it. That does not work at this company.
So Christine, you
Yes.
reviewed Death Spank. Tell
did.
the listeners out there what exactly it is.
It is a Diablo-esque action RPG.
Diablo?
That's what his inspiration was. I'm going to talk like that for this one.
No problem. I love it.
Ron Gilbert, if you don't know him, famous guy. Not really. But
In the world of games.
In the world of games. He's done some good things. Maniac Mansion and the Monkey Island series, which he worked with Tim Schafer on, who now works at Double Fine. Anyways, He created this game, and it's awesome. And that's it. No,
It's
I'm just
funny.
kidding. It's funny. It's got really great humor that was one of the key elements of Monkey Island. And the art style, I think, is something that's really great, too. It's just very visually different.
Yeah, it's 3D characters.
3D characters, 3D world,
Kind
2D scenery.
Okay.
That's how I'd more describe it. Because the world's not 2D.
of thing. True.
But all the trees and all the buildings and all that stuff is all 2D. So there's like little paper cutouts that are sitting there, and it's really cool. And they use a lot of color, so it is not a boring game.
Yeah,
by
it
any
looks
means.
great.
It's got a
The-
storybook vibe to it as far
Yeah.
as the feeling, and definitely the characters as far as where they're inspired from.
My big issues with it were, one, the inventory is a little bit difficult to figure out at first. And then 2 is that eventually you will probably get sick of fetching things for other people.
Impossible.
I mean, I didn't get tired of it to the point where I stopped playing. It was just like, this guy wants something else again. Really?
Yeah.
Am I not done with you
What's
yet?
your the total play time on that? Like
8
an
hours.
estimate? Oh,
and
it's a
and I
quick.
100%
It's a fairly
everything,
quick game.
So
Trophies were good.
all the side. Yeah, you
trophies are good.
can get all of the trophies in it fairly easily. There's only 2 that are tied to side quests that you have to go find. But
I like
they're
those.
pretty
I like those
easy.
odds.
Yeah.
You know what I want to know? This is going to be a terrible question, but I want to know if the guy that voices Death Spank, the main character,
Captain
is the
Quark.
same. Okay, is it?
Is that what you think? That's I wonder too.
That's immediately what I thought.
Yeah, after
Yeah,
hearing
although-
him for so long, it totally sounds like Captain Quark. I mean, just a little bit toned down.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it is
he
exactly.
does, actually.
We should check into that.
Yep.
I'm sure.
I
Some,
Tune
can
in
see
next
it.
week.
some listener already has.
Can I be candid though about something?
Sure.
We kinda thought yeah, may I?
Okay. Sure.
I'm not into the voice acting in the game.
Yeah, you said that.
And I think it actually is like over the top annoying at times. You know, and I
I
actually
think
would have.
I mean, but it's supposed to be like
Yeah,
an
but-
over-the-top kind of game.
No,
I can
I-
see how you would get annoyed.
I mean, I understand that, like, and I think it's cool. Like, I like the, the kind of the base humor of having like these weapons with outrageous names, and like, everything's kind of like ironic and stuff. But it's just like too much at a point. Like, I just start skipping conversations. I don't even care what anyone says. Because it's
My
just, it's too
drawback,
much.
I think, is I like the voices. I do, because again, it's this like fairy tale world that's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So I like that, and like the different, way everybody talks, especially when you're talking to like, the smart dude, and he has great names for every NPC you come into. But my thing is that I've been spoiled by like, like a Mass Effect or whatever, or even a Fallout to an extent where, in Mass Effect you pick what you're gonna say, but you don't know what he's gonna say, and then in
Right.
Fallout you pick it, but you don't have to listen to him say it. In Death Spank it's very old school, pick it and then listen to him say
Yeah.
it. It's like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little much.
That was one of the brilliant things about Mass Effect was being able to pick something
Just
and then
pick
you
a
get a
general
new
theme.
line of
Yeah,
dialogue.
totally.
Yeah. Sometimes the thing that I totally would not have wanted to say had I known what it was actually going to say in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
hey Bronco Buster.
I think Fallout did it best. IMO.
Ugh.
Really?
Really?
Fallout's
I
dialogue.
like
I-
the Mass
Let me
Effect.
Mass
stare at
Effect's
this
better.
boring ass character and wade through 4,000 menus
He's
of
really
dialogue.
upset. You got him
God,
fired
man,
up.
I got you all worked up here.
Yeah, I hated it.
Jeez
it was
Louise.
it was
You
terrible.
hated Fallout 3 because
No,
of,
I hated that dialogue system.
New Vegas is
Got it.
I can't wait for more of that.
All right.
I can't wait to throw it in the trash.
Does it have the exact same dialogue
Sorry.
setup?
I'm sure.
I'm
yeah.
sure it's pretty much the same
It's the
game.
same.
I mean, they didn't make a new
Yeah.
engine.
VATS
for
is
it.
the same and everything. I'm sure it's gonna be the same.
It's gonna be the same thing, but in Vegas.
I'm looking forward to that.
Special's the same too. So yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be the same, and that's totally fine. with
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
You know, but in Fallout, you don't get experience or any sort of reward for talking other than getting information and progressing.
You can if you
quests,
like
right?
if you're able to like convince or threaten someone. Yeah. You
Okay.
Can.
Yeah, there's certain speech things that you can.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that I thought Mass Effect was really smart about is even though you weren't directly. By the way, very cool gameplay mechanic would be when you talk to people, you get normal experience, like to help your character level up. I think that would make talking with NPCs, which can sometimes be monotonous. I think that would make it way more interesting. One of the things that Mass Effect did really well is that kind of gave you that little bit of a reward because, like, as you're trying to be a paragon and you're having these or renegade, you're having these conversations, it's leveling up that paragon renegade.
What choice you're taking? Yeah.
Anyway, quick tangent there.
No, I liked it.
Ryan's game design.
Aren't you happy you finally played Mass Effect?
Oh, so well, yeah. It was
And
so
Mass
hard to
Effect
get
2.
through that first one, though.
'Cause it
That first one
sucked.
was pulling teeth.
Yep.
That didn't suck. That game didn't suck.
Pulling
Yeah,
teeth.
it did
The
suck.
second
It
one
is
is
suck,
still
you're right.
still brilliant.
I think Mass Effect 2 is like easily the best game of the year.
Yeah.
So far,
Run away with the title.
so far it's probably mine.
We'll get it one day. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long do we have to wait, Colin?
Probably till the third one comes out. We'll get them all at the same
At
time.
the same time?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I see. Am I getting them a little bit ahead of time? I
Maybe that'd be
don't
kinda
want to
cool.
get 3. And like it's on launch day of 3, they put out the special edition for PS3 that
Right.
has all 3 of them, and then I gotta try to play through 1 all the way through.
Yeah, maybe they'll do something where in a few months before the game comes out, we'll get like on Xbox and PS3 they'll release like both of the
Collector's
Mass Effect
special
1 and 2,
editions,
yeah, with whatever, kind of stupid.
We'll see.
Mass Effect.
I'm not sure that I'd hold your breath.
Yeah.
I would
We can hope though, and that's
You
what we
can
do
definitely
here
hope.
on podcast.
That's the
That's what I'm hoping.
So-
Epic Mickey comes to the PS3. So
yeah, with Move.
That'd be nice, yeah.
That'd be great.
At E3 I thought for sure. Well, two things. At E3 I thought for sure Epic Mickey was definitely going to be announced for the HD Twins, which I was totally wrong about.
Yeah.
And
You
also,
wanted Resistance 3 as well.
oh yeah,
Wrong about that.
Unfortunately, and
Didn't
I was
see,
wrong about Uncharted 3 too.
And didn't see Last Guardian either. Still depressing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like what the hell,
I
But
want that
we have a
game.
lot to
Oh
be
yeah, they
excited
didn't show
about.
you enough good stuff.
Yeah, they didn't show me anything that. No, I'm like, also, like I don't know. I think that when you look at the Xbox library about their exclusives and stuff, you got Crackdown, which is like a poor man's Infamous and stuff like that. But
It's not even a poor man's Infamous.
But-
It's not nearly as good as Infamous.
I saw something. As an aside, I saw something. I was watching Claiborne play the game, and they have
Crackdown.
this. Yeah, Crackdown 2, and they have a thing where he pulses on the HUD to find items around or whatever. I'm like, I wonder where they got that from.
Was that in
I'm
the
pretty
first
sure Crackdown
No, that
came
wasn't.
out before Infamous.
They didn't have that in the first Crackdown. That's what
Can't remember.
Claiborne said.
one? And Claiborne knows Crackdown.
And Claiborne knows his Crackdown better than anything.
Really?
No.
No, I think so.
Yeah.
But also, like, when you look at the Library 360, I really feel like the only thing we're desperately missing is Mass Effect. Because like we have our good shooters and we have our whatever. We
A
don't.
lot of people would argue Halo.
Why?
A lot of people like Halo.
I
I'm not
do.
saying I'm one of them. Just saying.
Like between Killzone and Resistance, I don't think you really need Halo.
Between Killzone.
Killzone 1 and Killzone 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd play Halo over Killzone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. We still accept
But
you.
you like the Halo
you.
Wars.
I do love the Halo Wars. Don't get me started talking about that.
All right.
I'll just waste more time.
All right, pick of the week, Deathspank.
Yeah,
we went on a tangent there,
Yeah,
but
that's all right.
everybody likes Deathspank.
Yeah, that spank is cool. A little,
Deadspank.
a little expensive though.
Too late in the day.
$15 is a little too expensive.
Yeah,
I think,
hours?
Support
I mean, you've played
the
15.
indie developers. Support Ron Gilbert. Is what I'm saying.
I think $10 would have been an appropriate price.
I think that would. Yeah, obviously we would always want that
Yeah.
price. Or maybe if it would have been on the PlayStation Plus a little bit cheaper, wasn't?
It probably will be at some point.
Yeah, but how long you had to wait for that call?
Yeah,
Come
true.
on.
Yeah.
Next
They gotta
month.
get on.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, right.
No, Zen Pinball's next.
speaking of PlayStation Plus,
Uh-huh.
what a tease I had when you finally sent me the long-awaited PlayStation Plus code today.
Okay.
And I was like, oh boy, I finally get to join the team. It was only for a month.
Oh, the
Oh,
code
really?
is right.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I
It's
was
a
like, oh,
trial
Greg,
code.
oh, this is awesome. This is great. I go to enter it in. And it's like, this enables you 1 month. Then you will have to pay.
So
I
it's
was like,
are they going to start inserting those cards now that they do for Xbox with like try Xbox Live Gold for 1 month free?
Yeah,
And you just
apparently.
do that, and now
Maybe.
they're going to do PlayStation
Interesting.
Plus.
yeah. But anyway, I was very disappointed.
You'll
And
find
so
it-
I didn't actually redeem the code yet.
Well, you waiting for a good month?
Well, no,
Please.
because then it said that once the month runs out, it automatically will deduct from your wallet.
It'll renew.
It'll renew, and if your wallet's empty, they will charge your credit card. And I was like, I can't really
what
afford
if you
this
don't?
right
What
now.
if you don't have a credit card on file?
What's that?
What if you don't have a credit card on
then
file?
I guess your subscription is up.
They ban your account.
It deletes all your data.
Done. You're gone. See ya.
I'm taking
We're-
all your games.
We're knocking off trophies for
Oh
every
my
day.
God.
you're
Oh my
late.
God.
Every
What
day
a
you're late on your
travesty.
payment. That'd be awful. Speaking of trophies, let's talk about trophy tip.
Shall we?
Yeah.
What do you got?
We got a reader submission from Carl.
Okay.
Hi, Carl.
It's a good one here. I haven't done it, and it sounds like he's got some good tricks here on how to beat Transformers War for Cybertron in the Trophy Hunting War.
Okay. I have that game. I haven't played it yet.
He says it's only 5 chapters long.
Okay.
Which is going to benefit you a lot here because there's 2 you can play as, the Autobots or the GoBots, I believe is what the other ones are called. Correct? No?
Decepticons.
The crab creatures. He says start by playing on Deception Campaign up to the 5th chapter, but then jump out and begin a competitive co-op game online for the 5th stage. This last chapter is only one long boss fight, and upon completion you will receive a trophy for beating the chapter, a trophy for completing a co-op game, and a trophy for completing a competitive co-op game. 3 trophies, 1 fight. Next, you can pick up a whole pile of difficult trophies by exploiting a slight glitch. Change the difficulty setting to hard mode and play each chapter starting on the final checkpoint. The game will count this as beating the entire stage on hard difficulty. Cheating, yes,
Oh.
but then there are too many games right now for us to budget our trophy hunting
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
That's
true.
an excellent
That's a
one,
great.
Carl.
That's a great. Tip.
Those are some great ones. I hear that
Yeah.
game's good. Are you already playing it or you just have it?
No, I have it.
It's
Is that
great.
the Office
I've
copy?
heard everybody.
No, I got a copy from.
I played it.
From. You can borrow it if you want, but I got a copy from Arthur.
I was just more concerned that one day when I want it, I want to make sure it's in the office.
Yeah,
It's in the office.
I'm
We
sure
have
he has one for the
copies.
office.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have mine though if worse comes to worse.
No, shush. I just want to make sure everything was okay,
All right,
buddy.
jeez Louise.
Okay, don't do this. It's too late in the day.
All right.
My coffee's been empty
Everybody's
for an hour and a half.
cranky.
Are
I'm
we?
not. I feel
No.
pretty good.
Ryan's back. I'm excited. His hair is more blonde than ever.
Yes. It's funny that now I haven't been styling it every day, and it looks the color still comes out very nicely.
Yeah, you look very nice.
Thank you.
You've played Transformers.
Yes.
How is it? Good?
It's pretty awesome, yeah. I mean, I haven't beaten it, of course, like every other game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I've played through like a half of the Decepticon campaign, and or maybe
so you were a bad
less.
guy, huh? You're a bad guy.
Well, that's technically where you start.
Oh, really?
You can select, you can like jump right. The way the levels are laid out, it's like the 6 or 7 levels in Decepticon, then it starts with 8 on Autobots. So and it lets you go like start at that 8th level, but I feel like I would be missing everything. So.
You don't want to miss the story of how the crab creatures got into the
crab
Autobots.
creatures and the GoBots and
the
Beast Wars.
It's very complicated.
Funny.
It's very complicated.
This brings us to Topic of the week. Topic of the week is just going to be mail call.
Yeah.
A little bit of reader mail.
Yeah.
We got some good questions here.
Oh, wait. I forgot something.
Yeah.
Before we even move on, if that's all right. One more trophy tip. Can I?
Oh, yeah, you going?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally forgot.
Okay. And people say I changed the subject.
Jeez, Louis. No, who said that?
Someone out there.
Sorry, that's my fault.
What do you got?
I was just, two things. I've been playing World at War. That game is horrifying.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Yeah, the game's fun. I think it's better than Modern Warfare. I don't think there's any question about that. But on the hardest difficulty, it is like the cheapest game I've ever played. I don't mind hard games. We were bred on the NES and stuff. I mean, those games are hard.
Have you played Rogue Warrior on hard yet?
Yeah, I beat it on hard.
Okay, I thought that was one of the cheapest games I've ever played.
Yeah, that game was cheap too. But so basically, I majored in history. We discussed a little bit some military tactics. We took some classes of this nature. Typically, when someone's behind cover and you want to get them out, you throw one grenade. You don't throw like 17 or 18 because you have only so many grenades in the heat of a battle. You need your ammunition. You need your grenades. I mean, these are basic tactics.
Right. Yeah.
But when you're behind a piece of cover in World at War, you just get hit with like 17 grenades at the same time. And it's like it has like the throwback icon. You're just throwing them back. Just like
that's all you do. Is
and then eventually one explodes and you die or whatever. It is horrifying. But I am gonna beat that game on veteran because it is. I've been getting like very. Positive messages from people on PSN being like, "Stick with it, man. It really sucks. And this is what you gotta do."
Go.
So like, for like an hour a day, I'm just like sitting there and like my girlfriend's just looking at me as I'm like punching a pillow on my bed or whatever, like trying to everything I can to just get to the next checkpoint, just running through people, like throwing smoke grenades and just dashing to the next checkpoint. It's something else. But the also I've been playing Afterburner Climax.
Yeah.
Now I'm not in the flight games like that. In fact, that game is like a muddled piece of nonsense as far as I'm concerned. But the trophies in that are really, really easy if you spend enough time with it. I don't know if did you do it?
I know I've heard good things about it. I have the game.
You should do it because like you spend like a night with it and you probably get them all because the more you beat the game and even the more you die and the more you kill and stuff like that, you unlock more and more cheats that you can activate so you get more credits and you can go through the game faster and stuff like that. And before you know it, it's like impossible not to get trophies. So that's a good one.
I have 2 trophy tips as well, actually.
Oh my goodness!
Look at this.
I like how you're all quiet.
If you do choose to buy Deathspank, there are 2. I mean, most of the trophies are easy, but 2 right off the bat. Number 1, die in the game. If you die, you'll get respawned into an outhouse, and it gets a trophy. Number 2, if you go into the menu, so I think it's called Help and Settings, and then go down to Global Settings, there are little icons. One says good, one says evil.
I was wondering what those were.
If you move good all the way up and evil all the way down, you'll get a trophy.
What are those? What do they do?
That is, I think, the only thing it does is that you get a trophy for it.
Really?
Yep.
They don't change anything else about the game. I like
it's
when
called, the
I saw
trophy
it.
is called Menu Hero,
Oh.
and that was the last one I was missing when I played the game. I was like, "What the heck is?" Okay, well, clearly it's something in the menu, so I just sort of fooled around and eventually
That is
found
so
it.
weird.
I think
because
it's
I was
just
wondering
because
I looked at it and I was like, I wonder what these could possibly control, and I like kind of like looked around and like nudged the good in one direction, then back, and I was like, I don't think anything happened.
I honestly, it's not 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure all it does is give you a trophy.
Okay.
Fair
Wow.
enough.
That's a cute little gameplay mechanic
Yeah.
right there. Very nice.
Just
I like
burying all
it.
your trophies in the menu.
I'm done.
Noby boy.
I'm completely done now.
You're done? You're empty?
Yeah.
Too bad. Edwin isn't going to let you off that easy.
Oh man.
You mentioned in there. You know a little bit about history.
Yeah,
You know a
I
little
do.
about tactics.
Yeah, that's right.
Edwin's got some history here. He
Yeah?
wants information on.
Okay.
Says Beyond.
Beyond.
Hey there, Colin.
What's up?
I just want to know what you thought about the John Adams series on HBO last year. Personally, I loved it. I love reading history books on that time in America, including pre-revolutionary times. Among the more famous authors I have read and loved are David
McCullough?
McCullough, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I met him.
Joseph J. Ellis.
Yeah.
Any other good recommendations? Thanks and keep on beyonding, Edwin.
Okay. Well, yeah. First of all, I worked at Massachusetts Historical Society when I was in college,
Jesus.
and I met,
Wow.
which is really like the most prestigious historical society in the country and the oldest. And it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. I had a mohawk when I worked there. It was like really like I was totally out of place, but it was fun. I was doing research, and I had the pleasure of once meeting David McCullough. I think it was there. He signed my copy of John Adams actually. And I loved the miniseries. It tells a very important story. It's actually really cool. It's accessible to anyone. I don't think you have. It kind of makes assumptions that you know certain things because it starts at Boston Massacre. That's 1770, and it works all the way to when Adams dies. So it's 1826, and it's only 7 episodes. So. He dies July 4th, the same day. But I think it was really cool. If he's in the American history, there's a lot of great authors, including some professors I had. William Fowler was one of my professors. He writes a lot of really good stuff about. He was the president of Mass Historical Society actually, and he taught at Northeastern. And you should read all of his stuff. He's really good. And Howard Zinn, of course, is the king of history, giving it to you straight. And you need to read the book. Everyone needs to read is People's History of the United States of America, 1492 to present.
Is that a good book for someone that's very new to American
Yeah, it's
history?
amazing because it basically jumps around. It starts with the Spanish and the Dutch and everyone coming here and how they treated the indigenous people and stuff like that. And then it jumps to
They treated them badly.
I know. That part I knew.
how they
Steal yourself.
Basically, Columbus is responsible for eliminating basically all the indigenous people from all the islands he landed on, stuff like that. And it jumps to slavery in the United States and the Revolution and the Civil War between 12, all that stuff. But it's real history. It doesn't paint the United States in a very kind way. But sometimes it's hard to take the truth like that we didn't do a lot of good things. So I recommend that book a lot. But John Adams was awesome, like one of the best series I ever saw, and I hope they continue to adapt more history in such a masterful way. I guess I would say that they did that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Beautiful.
All
Beautiful.
That's a totally random question. By the
But
way.
it was a good one. It was an intellectual one.
Yeah, it was.
And we're moving to our next.
I like that we talk about these cool little things
Well,
on Beyond.
I hope you're ready right now.
Oh, no.
Because we got another intellectual question here coming from Jean-Pierre.
Oh,
Ooh, I like that.
Jean-Pierre.
It's got to be smart.
Based on our answers here, we could be included in a research paper.
Okay.
So think about everything you're about to say.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
He says, "Good evening, Podcast Beyond.
Good evening.
My name is Jean-Pierre. I'm a master's student in economics at McGill University in Montreal. I'm a video gamer and a fan, and for my final research project, I decided to test empirically whether or not the video game industry is in fact recession-proof. I want to know your opinion. Do you think the video game industry is recession-proof or not in America? Finally, do you think there's a difference between the early 2000s and now? There was a recession in 2001, so I'm testing both the 2001 recession and the one that recently passed. Best regards, Jean-Pierre."
I'm sitting this one out.
What?
I will just say that
The
right
simple
now.
question is video
Ow.
game industry recession-proof?
No,
No.
it's definitely not.
I think it's not recession-proof, but I think it's definitely.
Recession hardened.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think you see layoffs all the time, like we just saw with.
Yeah, but that would happen
Rockstar.
even without a recession.
But when the recession first started hitting, you saw those too. There was a whole bunch of layoffs in the beginning. I think you see stuff like that. You see sites start closing down, advertisers start holding back their dollars. There's definitely a recession.
It all starts there.
Exactly. But I think it's definitely recession hardened in the fact that you can see sites like IGN and GameSpot and the big sites and the big things stick around and not go through everything falling out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and definitely the industry in general is always there because people are like, will save up to spend the $50 on whatever game they can play for months on ends with their friends and family.
Right. No, I agree. I think what we saw at the beginning of the recession was everyone was kind of asking that same question. Like, we kind of see maybe we'll be able to ride this out. Maybe the industry will be able to ride it out. Eventually, economic realities start to hit everything. It doesn't matter like where you are,
Yeah.
And for this industry, for our side of the industry, it all starts with advertising dollars. For basically, it really starts there for everyone. I mean, it depends on how much money venture capitalist wants to allocate to a studio like Double Fine or something like that if they're working on a game. So, I wouldn't compare it to I think what he's referring to with 2001 was like the dot-com bust, and I think that was completely different. That was isolated in one specific area.
That was tech. That was that technology
tech.
thing. Whereas this is the country as a whole.
I mean, you
if
look
not
at
world.
you look at and that's kind of different. You look at Yahoo bought GeoCities in the 90s for $5 billion. That was like that needed to be there needed to be an
I
adjustment.
remember when GeoCities was big.
That needed to be an adjustment that was inevitable, but that didn't. me on Long Island in the late 90s and 2000s we didn't feel that.
Your parents weren't freaking out about what was about to happen.
No, of course not. I mean, it hurt a lot of people's stock. It hurt a lot of maybe some 401ks that were really tech heavy and stuff like that, and .com heavy. But I wouldn't. I'm not an economist, but I wouldn't compare the two. I mean, this is a really serious recession that is probably not over and probably will get worse. So I wouldn't compare the two at all. This is like much more closely aligned to the Depression in the late 20s and early 30s. Then
I think an industry as a whole would is going to be there, but you'll definitely see casualties. I mean, you look at somebody like us, right? I mean, IGN, we're doing really well and we're profitable and yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. If everything went to hell with the rest of the Fox properties, then what does that mean for us?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where does that put us? There's so many webs are so complicated right now as far as what happens.
The only thing I will add to give a little creative and artistic and sappy flair to this conversation, because that's all I can contribute, is I don't think that you will ever see, no matter how bad things get, I don't think you will ever see a total abandonment or collapse of video games and the gaming industry. Even if it almost totally flickered out, just like you would never see the total collapse of books or music or film. It will always come back in some form or another because as humans we strive for creative works. That's that's inherent in our nature.
It's also an escape.
So, yes.
Exactly. Something if everything got leveled tomorrow for some reason, I don't know, Jack Trenton quit. Jack Trenton quit and walked away and everything closed down. People would make games for fun and share them freely on Facebook and stuff.
And even if we somehow lost the ability to use that technology, I have no doubt that it would come back one day. So.
What about if it was like the movie Equilibrium?
I
no
saw
emotion
that movie.
were there to have. I knew you would have.
Yes.
Would there still be? Were there video games in Equilibrium, or would they inspire too many emotions?
I don't know,
okay.
but I feel like
there was
would
no
still,
art.
There would
so
still be the
big
resistance.
argument.
Yes, they would probably try and get rid of video games.
Roger Ebert, games
exactly.
are not art.
That's how I'd skate by when they came to my house and tried to get me to take the potion or whatever.
Well, I'm gonna say this, if I may.
Please do.
This is kind of how I look at it with entertainment in general, is that when things still seem viable economically, and there hasn't really ever been a time when things weren't viable economically since the dawn of really our civilization, as far as us like gathering together and having economies and stuff. Entertainment is always going to be there and might actually crescendo at times like this because people want an escape and stuff like that. But I would say that like if things really hit the fan, that the first thing that would go is entertainment. If you're looking at $20 gallons of gas and you're looking at like really doomsday scenarios and like nuclear war or something like that, or like EMP blasts and things like that. I mean, the first thing that's going to happen is that entertainment's going to die and it's going to be over. So I don't think that like I don't think that it's always going to exist. And
I think it would come back.
Maybe
in some form or another.
Yeah, I'm sure it would at some point.
No, it's not. You can't say that human beings would suddenly stop being creative and stop acting on those creative impulses.
But I'm saying that you have other
industry
things.
of it would go away.
Yeah, you have other things to worry about.
You and I would still play tic-tac-toe in the dust of our friends and family who were just blown away as we ate Portillo to survive.
I'm just saying that it's cool, it's a cool thing to think about that, like when things get bad, it actually crescendos, but when things cross this like event horizon and things get really bad, that it's actually the first thing that goes. That's all. Yeah. That's only the point.
Yeah, when it comes to survival, there are certain priorities.
Or not even, just prioritizing. Like for instance, like during World War II, when 105% of our GDP was going into the war effort, there was just no capital and no money to do much of anything. And obviously there were comic books and some things to keep kids happy and stuff, but everyone was like invested in that one thing, and you could visualize something like that happening again. I guess is what I'm saying. Something like to keep.
This is an extremely intelligent and thoughtful episode.
Believe it or not,
Beyond.
The third question is going to continue the trend. And I know it's hard to believe.
I like this though. This is fun.
I know, right? It's our weekly Mary Boff kill.
Okay. We've been getting a lot of those for one specific thing, and I wonder if it's what.
If it's the current one, no. Okay. This is a legacy one from Carlos.
Okay.
He says Mary Boff. You're familiar with Mary Boff
yes.
kill, Christine? All right, it made its way over here after we had a 360 person on. PS1, PS2, PS3.
Yeah, this is the one I was.
This is the one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Somebody
this is a good one.
Okay. I've had it time to sink in, so I'll go first since I knew ahead of time.
I have a comment also.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill PS1. Yeah. Its time is come and gone. Let's unplug it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna boff PS2 just because I got to get out of the way, and then I'm gonna marry PS3. We got a future together here, me and this PS3.
Yeah.
Let's keep that going.
Yeah.
It's timer.
I would say the same thing. Then again, the only one of those I've ever owned is PS3, so I
So
might
you're
as well
already
marry
married
it.
to it.
I'm
You're
already married to it.
Okay.
The other two, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Colin.
I would say the same thing, but I would say you kill the PS1 because you can actually when you're marrying the
Oh, I see what
PS3,
you're
you can
saying,
play
yeah.
your PS1 games on it.
Right.
It's no big deal.
You know what this
That's
is
why you
similar to?
gotta- What?
Oh, you got something real to say?
No.
Okay, this is similar to Bicentennial Man. Remember, he
saw
loved
that
that
movie.
one woman,
Yeah.
but it could never happen.
Right.
And then he like ended up marrying and having lots of
What?
sex with her granddaughter or whatever, who looked just like her.
That's deep.
I know. Bicentennial Man.
Wait, who was in
I
that
did
movie?
enjoy that. Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Oh.
I
He's a
enjoyed that
robot.
movie.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah.
The Chief from Carmen Sandiego show is on there too. She names him the first robotic human.
Excellent.
Spoilers. That's the last thing that happens in the movie.
Here's my comment. First of all,
Ryan's got
what is with us doing Mary Boff kill for things that are not even human?
Yeah.
I guess I
Has
don't
this
get
happened
it.
multiple times?
Yeah,
What's
ever
the
since we had
deal?
Charles
What's
on, we've
the
been doing
deal with this? Because honestly, why are we not talking about like characters or people?
You want
or
more, is
something?
that what you want? You want actual people?
Yeah,
Or
why?
actual
Because
characters.
I don't
like-
want to marry or boff a friggin' console. What
Don't
am I
you?
supposed to
Yeah,
do with a
you do.
console? Yeah, well, anyway, if I had to do this in this sick, twisted fantasy world where I'm screwing a PS1, well, because
Whoa.
I would not, because
Oh,
I would kill
okay.
it. But I would marry the PS2 because I have an emotional and long-lasting attachment to it.
Interesting.
I would boff the PS3 because it's new and sexy.
It's the hot.
There you go.
The hotness.
And it's slim now.
And it's slim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lost some
slim
weight.
down,
Dropped
yeah.
But you
that
know what?
baby weight.
That's fun. I don't care about stuff like that.
It's about the
Those
personality.
big PS3s, it's all beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful in their own way.
Frequent contributor. Enzo De Gregorio. Right.
There you go.
He says, "Dear Podcast Beyond Crew, do you think that 1 million downloads of all PlayStation Minis combined proves that they're a worthwhile venture?"
Maybe.
Not
But it's
really.
been out for a while.
Yeah,
though.
I'm actually unimpressed by that number.
Yeah.
He
How long
tosses
has
in
it
the
been out? I can't remember.
9 months.
9 months.
He tosses in the fact that now, obviously, a lot of them are free with the, like, you know, Age of Zombies is the #1 mini right now, and that's the first one that was included for free
Right.
with PlayStation Plus, which I'm sure sold like gangbusters.
We'll
So,
see.
Yeah, we will. Well, no, we never will.
Well, no, we'll never see. But-
in maybe 9 months, we'll get something saying
It's-
there's 1,000 million PlayStation Plus.
I can't remember
1,000
what's.
million?
I mean, but you know, they want to compare that to the Apple Store. How many? I can't remember how many apps
Apple
they
Store,
say.
they hit a
Ridiculous.
billion
A
pretty
billion, was it?
fast,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not even.
There's more there. I mean, that's a more open source. There's 50, a
Right.
little over 50 developers right now for PlayStation Minis. So I mean, it's an impressive number. I think the quality still speaks to it, though, right? I mean, like there are some awesome PlayStation Minis on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Monsters Probably Stole My Princess. Monopoly's a good one. I mean, there's good stuff on there. However, there's so much just utter crap on there. Just such terrible games.
I mean, but what we're talking about really is 9 months, a million. It's 100, like what, 125,000 a month. You
Sure.
know, that's the I don't know. That's a weird number to release to me. Because I'm really unimpressed by it. I actually think
Well,
if they didn't
'cause-
say anything, I would have thought that they sold many more than a million PSP
Right.
minis. But that's my opinion.
Anybody else? Yeah.
No.
Clements, how many minis you playing for fun?
None.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rough thing. I don't know. I'm playing one right now for coming out here in a little bit, and it's not that impressive.
Hey, just a quick note from way back. You guys ready for this?
Yeah, hit me with it.
This is because I definitely fell out of the habit of playing one of my favorite games of all time. So I understand that this is coming late in the game. But I finally passed the 100-hour mark in Dissidia.
Hey!
So-
Congratulations.
I thought you were going to say
I'm-
Fantavision.
No. But I announced that I was approaching it. Must have been months
A long
ago,
time ago. I
if
remember
not
that,
more,
yeah.
if not longer. And I had just not played it at all because I had other stuff to do. But I finally picked it up when I was on the plane back to Buffalo. Passed that 100-hour mark. Almost have my second level 100 character.
Look at you.
Wow.
Look at you go,
Yeah,
bro.
what's
Congratulations.
Long-lasting fun.
I like how you said that, too. That should be quoted on the box now. I'm coming up on, I think, 65 hours in Metal Gear Peace Walker,
Woo!
which is the subject of our next email here. From James Fernstar. He was nice enough to smell it phonetically. I like that.
Nice.
I said smell, too. I need more coffee. We need a coffee runner.
Do
He
you want me
says
to go get you
beyond.
some?
Beyond.
I live in the UK and
not?
frequent a shop that I like to call, he says that I like to call Uniqlo, a Japanese fashion store that has recently been expanding in the global market.
Nice.
Sometimes they have endorsed lines of T-shirts, and recently they teamed up with Konami to offer a Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker series of T-shirts! ! I bought a couple and noticed the price tag. You could redeem the same T-shirts as items in the game. Unfortunately, I don't own a PSP, so I thought I'd give the codes to everybody else. If you haven't done this yet, ladies and gentlemen, you got to do it from the main title screen of Peace Walker. There's a little thing you go down, get online, enter your code. So the first one is 2000166. 49499. The next one is 2000016231144. There you go. Go get some cool Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker
Nice,
t-shirts.
thank you.
In-game. Snake gets to wear them.
I gotta know. I just want to imagine the readers that when they hear that,
They freak
and
out.
they just freak. They're like sweating and they're rushing to their PSP, thinking like, "When did I download it? Who else downloaded it first?" Man,
And
I
the
don't know.
crushing feeling of defeat when it doesn't work.
I know, right? I didn't get to it fast enough. Neo Haru writes in and says, I've got $20 PSN cash, and I seriously don't know what to spend it on. Here are some of my thoughts. He's narrowed it down to 4.
Okay.
We need to help him pick what he's going to buy.
All right.
Fat Princess with Fat Rolls, the new DLC. Wipeout HD. Burnout Paradise. Or Deathspank. Thoughts, other options? What can you give me? What do you want here? I say we stick to the 4 he's offered.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, like, what else do you have? Because that matters.
Yeah.
IMO. But,
As in,
he
as in if
says-
he doesn't have Shatter, then you should
Yeah, well,
immediately.
watch on the Stardust.
He just bought his PS3. So we're talking like probably his first few
yeah,
PSN
I mean,
purchases.
dude, in my, I'm gonna deviate from
You're
the
going to go
list.
from the 4 list.
Because,
okay.
well, if he's going to get something from that list, I would say probably Deathspank and then use the 5. See, if he was a PlayStation Plus member, he would be able to get Deathspank and then he would be able to buy Super Stardust for $5 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for $20, you can get like Shatter and
Last guy.
yeah, you can get the last guy.
Stardust is still.
Yeah, Super Stardust. I mean,
so good.
there's a lot of games. Flower. There are a lot of games that I think I would get over any of those personally.
But if he's looking for bang for the buck, it would probably be Burnout.
Totally be Burnout. Yeah.
Well, for the
if you
trophies, too.
if you cannot afford to buy games like Colin does, you should totally go out and get Burnout because I mean there's so much content there for free and that game. The game itself is huge. I mean that was a retail release that's now been boiled down for $20 and has so much expanded content for free. I mean there's stuff to buy too, but definitely for free. Steimer.
I've only played one of those games.
Wait a minute. I have another thought.
Okay.
Well, assuming he just got his PS3, he's probably not a PlayStation Plus member.
Yeah.
For $20, for $17.99 he can do the 3 months.
Yeah.
He can get Wipeout for free. So that takes care of that right off the bat, right?
Yeah, and he's gonna get other free ones. For
Yeah, and then he can like maybe put another couple dollars, get the discount for something like Cuboid or Super Stardust or something like that. Plus he's gonna get Zen Pinball and another game for free later or whatever. So he can actually kind of work with that $20.
You got some ideas there.
Yeah, I mean that's
Get some free avatars.
yeah,
Get
free
started.
avatars, right?
Yeah.
It's a quarter for the
Do
Mega
they
Man
take-
avatar.
Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal.
Do they take your avatars away too when you are not a?
No, those
That's
you've
all.
offered up. Well, I don't know.
Anything that's free. I
Yeah,
think they're
it's the
gonna take.
free stuff. Once you enter
So
into
if
a
you buy a
financial transaction.
discounted thing, you get to keep it.
Yeah.
From what we understand, yes, we are.
Okay.
We
We're
have,
working on
we
that.
have asked. Many of you have written in with PlayStation Plus very specific questions. We have sent those off to Sony. They are trying to answer them. It's got to go to somebody who's sick, who's doing this, and blah blah. You know,
And
how,
these are questions
how
that need-
corporations work.
These are questions that need
I
to be
do.
answered too.
Yeah.
These are pressing questions. Like what happens to, a lot of people want to know what happens with trophies, for instance, on a free game that you get taken away. What happens with the discounted games? What happens with the themes? Et cetera, and so on. PSP minis and stuff like that. So we'll have those answers for you soon.
Okay, I hope we have them soon. I'm looking to you.
Well,
Go right now.
yeah.
I know you're on
now.
vacation. Hold on, we got to find 2 good questions to end on, so we're doing that. Christine, tell me why you like the PlayStation 3. That's not the
Why
question.
I
That's
like
just filling.
it?
We're filling time.
Oh, we're filling time. I see. Well, I will say that every time I turn it on, because I mostly play my Xbox, I'm surprised by how much I
Xbox.
do enjoy the PS3. Not so much the cross-media bar.
Really?
Whatever.
Whatever, dude. It's so much better than the
Cross-media
Xbox
bars
I
are
don't
great.
interface.
think so.
It's
Because
simple.
as soon as you pop a game up, you know where to go to play it. Whereas I'm always like, okay, I know the game icon, but then I have to scroll through this giant list, another list, to
Oh,
figure
the
out where to go
humanity.
to play. No, I'm not saying it's
Do you
super
have-
complicated. I'm just saying.
Do you have your cross media bar organized into folders? Because to me, that's
I
always
have
helped
no
me.
idea.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Because then it like puts all your PSP downloads into one, all your downloadable PS3 games into one, and it has a separate icon for the
The only
disc.
time I have a problem with it is when it takes a while to load up and it's doing the
It
little
does
spinny
do-
things. Because
yeah.
then I'm trying to guess. Wait, is this how many did I scroll past? Did I start on trophies? Am I on the game now? You know.
Yeah, you try to count.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm 4 down.
Yeah, I should be where I am. I don't know if I am. All right, so here comes a question from big fan Kyle. Beyond.
Beyond.
I've just recently achieved my Platinum Trophy in God of War 3, and I'm looking at Heavy Rain for another Platinum Trophy. It looks really interesting and engaging, but I wasn't exactly sure if it'd be an easy Platinum. Do you guys recommend this? I totally do. I
Yeah, I
thought
think you can
Heavy
do it.
Rain's a great game,
Yeah.
and you can start from previous chapters and just go on a little bit.
Yeah, I still have to finish it. And I know, from reading trophy guides, whatever. We actually got that one early. Remember that?
Yeah.
I guess you could choose any of the chapters and just make different decisions, and you get.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really that.
Well, you do
that
have to go through one twice, like the whole game, correct? Because
No, if you went through and played it on their like preferred difficulty, or like if there's a preferred map, pretty much that you went through, and if you did the choices this way the first time around, you'd ruin the game for yourself. That's the only down point, right? The first time you play through, it'd be better not to know who the killer is and not to know this. Where if you went through a guide, you'd have to do certain things at a certain point very early on, and then you'd never have to go back that far again. Then you could pretty much start all the time from just this one specific point that's kind of late in the game. So.
But I think I didn't do that. So
No, me neither. We didn't have the guide at the time. We didn't know exactly what we were doing. So, plus,
So
I
you
wouldn't
may
want
have
the
to
game
play
ruined.
it twice.
Yeah, but it'd be worth it and go fast.
Yeah, I think so, too.
You get to hop around so much.
I gotta finish that game.
You do.
I wish my freaking save didn't corrupt. It sucks.
Yeah,
suck.
that
Maybe
one
if you
really
didn't
does.
touch yourself at night, it wouldn't have.
Yikes.
You made a choice, though.
Red zone.
And you got punished. It's a vague frame. They got reference. Anyways,
Okay.
Max92 writes in and says, I'm sure you guys have answered this question before, but I desperately need some advice. I don't think we've ever answered this question before.
I'm ready.
My parents constantly take away my PS3 for no apparent reason, except for their grudge against, quote, evil generation ruining, end quote, video game industry. I've tried everything. I'm second in my class, 4.3 GPA, and I never did drugs, nor did I get in any serious fights. I tried showing them love and appreciation, and I tried the bad karma path of blackmailing and ignoring them, but it hardly ever worked.
Blackmailing your parents?
How did you guys convince your parents to let you play video games? What would you do in my position? Thank you for taking the time. Please keep doing what you're doing. Best of luck to all of you.
It's a good question.
Yeah, this is good.
It's good, but I like how he says
What?
here, I tried showing them the love and appreciation. I never did drugs, nor did I get into any serious fights.
Well, that's the problem right there.
When I was growing up, I would always... I mean, I would love video games, but my homework would always come first, and that was almost my own preference. I would always feel better having finished all my homework, and then I would go and play video games afterwards, which is why I didn't get to as much video games as a lot of the people in this office, because they played a lot more than I did. Because I was kind of a bookworm when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And before, but...
I think just like when we talk about relationships, you need to have honest communication. I would sit your folks down and tell them you're not happy with the situation as it is and see what you need to do to make it work for both of you. Because I sincerely doubt they're just taking it away for no reason.
Yeah.
They just walk in, it's Tuesday, they're smashed out of their mind on cheap whiskey.
I mean, my mother, though, hates games.
Yeah.
Like, hates them because my dad plays, so he'll just go to the office and play on his PC for hours. And that's sort of how I got into gaming. So I'm like, well, Dad's doing it, so I can do it. And, but my mom still hates it, thinks it's like
the devil.
a family destroying thing, that sort of thing. But they do own a Wii that comes out every holiday. And
it destroys the family?
And it destroys the family.
It makes
But
you
no,
twice.
I mean, some parents, I think they just don't get it, and they would think that. I don't know that you could talk them out of it. I've never been able to convince my mother.
I can't wait, Colin. I'm just flashing forward to when you're like, you got all the little Moriarty children running around, and they're using their advanced motion controls. Like, Dad, you don't understand. And you're like, in my day, we used controllers. Don't bring that unholy thing in the house.
I see the Colin's still just sitting on there in like a wife beater, playing his game, trying to get his trophy count up. He's got the little TV tray next to him with like a Coke or a beer on it. And the kids are just streaming back and forth in front of the TV, and he's just ignoring them. Just totally chasing Toy Story 12 trophies, trying to get the platinum.
Toy Story 12.
I mean, honestly, like, it seems like this dude's covering all of his bases of, like, he's doing well in school. That's really what's most important.
Exactly.
So it sounds like, and I hate to say it, but it sounds like your parents are ignorant
They're squares.
as far as what gaming is and, like, what gaming can be and stuff.
Teach them.
I mean, I think that's the best thing. Like, my parents, got divorced when I was very young, but in neither house was it a problem for me to play games or whatever. And in fact, like, as long as I kept up with my stuff, I played hockey, for most of my life, and I played outside with my friends, and it's all about balance and stuff. So you have that balance, and there's really no excuse for them to do anything like that or whatever. Although I do remember everyone being like, "Why are you writing all these facts and stuff like that?" And stuff, and it all worked out for me, didn't it? So,
Laughing now.
But yeah, it's depressing. I mean, I don't think people understand gaming per se, and I don't think they understand the might of the industry, that it's worth much more than the movie industry, and that it's got a lot of reach and it can offer a lot of, look at the DS with Layton or Brain Age or something, and then you got the hardcore games on the other side and stuff. I mean, there's a lot to offer everybody, so you just got to sit them down, show them why you like it. I think that's key, and it sounds like you're going to be, beyond the household soon enough. So whatever you're in high school, whatever. So like just ride it out if that's what you have to do, and then play games all you want. Just keep that balance. That's all.
Balance.
Yeah, I think also. I mean, like he said, showing them. So like I don't know if maybe you're just taking it to your room and sort of holding up there, but parents don't like that, unless you're a mean child, in which case they probably would like it. But that's something I did with. When we got the Xbox, and then when we later on got the PS3, it was like they just liked seeing the graphics, and they were really impressed by a lot of the stuff that was happening. They're like, "Wow, this looks like a movie," or things like that. So I don't know, maybe try and impress them.
Yeah, impress them. I would agree with that actually, because when my sister Dana and my mom came here last year, or whatever, I brought them to the office, and I was playing Uncharted 2 at the time. I'm like, you guys got to see this because you don't care about games and stuff, and they were totally blown away by like what games are and like what my sister remembered us playing when we were younger or whatever on NES or SNES and stuff. So yeah, it's all about those little things. Like for instance, I'm trying to hook my dad into getting a PS3. My dad like hates television and all that stuff, but he has like a beautiful TV and like watches some movies on it on a DVD player. And I'm like, Dad, just get a PS3.
Yeah.
He's like, why? I'm like, it's a Blu-ray player,
That's
and
what
then, like,
my parents bought the PS3 for the Blu-ray.
And I'm like, it's a Blu-ray player. And
like
I'm
a
like,
gateway
and maybe
drug.
we
It
could play a little Uno or something on there. And then, like, that's how you kind of have to hook them in.
Gateway drug.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and also if you have any co-op games, maybe like, hey, do you want to play this with me? And that way they would look at it as less of a negative thing.
Yeah, and you have other things, like more casual things. Like I was saying, like even my girlfriend doesn't really like or understand games too much, but like I got her obsessed with Professor Layton. So like you just got to find that right game, that right system, whatever, and just expose them. Say like, well, this is as much of a video game as this violent shooter I'm playing. It's just about what your preference is.
Speaking of girlfriends and gaming, did I tell you guys about the big news with my girlfriend and gaming?
No.
No?
She got
It's
a
big
PS3?
news. No.
PSP.
No. But this is big
PS2.
news for someone who
PS1.
is. No.
Tamagotchi.
Yep, easy. Tamagotchi.
I had one of those.
My girlfriend is not a gamer at all, but she tries super hard, and she has always shown ridiculous amounts of interest in what I do, which is always appreciated. But she on her iPod Touch finally beat her first game, like without reading any guides, without asking me for help. This is just straight up her just playing Plants vs. Zombies, which is not like an easy game.
Yeah, that gets tough.
I mean, it's it has it's not like a difficult game, but it certainly has there's challenge to it.
Right.
And she
Strategy.
just did it. Just beat it, and it's not even like I was like, you have to play every day until you beat it. It's just on her own. I was very
Good for her,
proud.
man. That's big.
I was very proud.
Good job, Ryan's girlfriend.
Yes.
Congratulations.
You can call her Nethi. I don't think she'll care.
One time we tried not to, and then we ended up
I just don't
doing
want to
it.
use her last name because the more identifying
Sanders.
for her. Sanders. Yes. Nethi Sanders.
Speaking of which, my girlfriend's getting random Facebook requests from our friends.
Nice.
And I'm like,
Oh.
she's like, who is this? It's your mutual friends with like Nate and you or whatever. I'm like, it's just ignore it.
Don't accept that one.
Yeah.
Don't.
That's a little weird.
I feel like we got some stuff accomplished.
Yeah,
we
we did.
answered some
There we go.
smart questions. We answered some dumb ones.
Yeah.
We had some fun today.
It was a good one. I'm glad I came in.
I'm glad you did too. Thank you, Colin,
Yeah.
for your dedication.
No problem.
Editor Beatdown. I mentioned last week NCAA was coming out this week, and that we wanted to do another Dynasty, and when it sucked like last time. Still want to. What you need to do is email beyond@ign.com, where you can send all your questions for the show. Email in there with the subject line NCAA football. That's all you say. Put it in there. Let me know your PSN. I will reply to you. Not next week because it's Comic-Con, so it'd be stupid to start a week season then, but we'll start a Dynasty after that. So 2 weeks we'll start one. Send your stuff to beyond@ign.com along with all your questions. Find us on the Twitter. IGN now. Just Twitter. IGN.
Twitter.com/IGN.
You can find me at GameOverGreggy.
Oh, at Steimer.
Colin, Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Just find them there.
Yeah. That's
Ryan.
easy.
Yeah, I'm on the Facebooks.
We're all on the Facebooks. We accept friends and fans. All right, we got more.
Do you want a hit of the week?
I do want a hit of the week. I'm getting to it.
So this hit of the week, I have to apologize in advance because I don't think I'm going to pronounce the name correctly.
No.
I'm going to say it's Bijan, which is the start of a really awesome dog. Because those little puppies are great. But you spell it Bijan.
Yeah, Bijan.
Now, it's got to be Bijan. So sorry if I'm
Wait, hold on.
saying
How
your
do-
name wrong.
Or Bijan.
EE.
Bijan.
BI.
Yeah, Bijan sounds right.
By Jan. It's obvious.
Bijan.
Oh, no.
Anyway, he writes in, "Hey Ryan, how's it going? Your song selections are one of my favorite parts on Podcast Beyond. Thank you. Anyways, I'll get to the point. I've been playing my PS3 for years now. I beat about 1 or 2 games a week with my best friend and get games through GameFly. I didn't know people used GameFly, so that's
yeah, a lot of
excellent.
people
do.
Excellent. I'm just about to hit level 12 and only have 4 friends on my friends list.
Aw.
3 of them aren't ever on there either. If you could one of these days, please make me hit of the week so I may finally play my games with other people online. It would mean the world to me. Very nice. The PSN ID is Bijan151. So that's BIJAN
Bye, Jan.
151. Thanks, man, and hopefully
Jan.
one day I'll work with all you guys at IGN. I'm majoring in journalism, and it's my dream to work for you.
What schools to go to?
Doesn't say.
Better be Mizzou.
It better be Mizzou, huh? The best of the best
Yep.
in the journalism industry.
The wonders.
Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah.
PSN and confirm.
Did you listen to last week's show?
No.
You should. And
Oh,
listen
so
to
good.
Colin do the psh.
I couldn't do it. I'm not gonna try it again.
All right. Oh,
So I
I'm
can be
excited now.
ridiculed.
It was. It was
But
a great
now I have
moment.
to
It
go
was a
back and
great
listen.
memory.
It's there. You
Everyone
can listen
loved
to
it.
Let's see.
I forgot about that.
As for the song, are we ready for the song now?
I think so, everybody. Thank you
Here's-
for tuning into Podcast Beyond, episode 145. It's been a pleasure serving you. Don't forget Comic-Con next week. If you're in San Diego, come see me. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's something going on every day, IGN related. Whether it be the infamous 2-panel on Thursday, the party on Friday, or DC Universe Online on Saturday.
Woo! It almost sounded like you were doing one of those flight attendant things. Like,
Yeah,
we knew you had a choice for choosing what sort of podcast
You can listen to any podcast
and you
on the
chose
internet right
us.
now.
Thank you, and please listen to Podcast Beyond again. Anyway, that was my flight
good.
attendant impression. This is going to be fun because I have not listened to the song yet that was sent in because we had that cursed meeting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's like something crazy with it or it doesn't work, we can't play it. In which case, it's just going to be the Podcast Beyond theme song again at the
Oh.
end. But in the event that it is a new song, it's going to be one from our own Jared Clark, who always writes stuff for us. Just to let everybody know, Jared Clark's album is now on iTunes, if you would like to look it up. The band is Look Left, and the album is The College Years. Jared is a very devoted Beyond listener and sends music to us all the time. I don't even know what the song is called because I haven't had a chance to look for it. But that is that. If it's just the Beyond theme, then something went wrong with the file.
Should we
That's
just
all
do
I
one?
have to say.
Should we just do one in case?
Oh, wait, you wanted to do, was it this week that you wanted to do
you
an
totally,
improv?
You totally screwed me up. Yeah.
Oh, well, we can just save Jared's song
No,
for
it's
next
too late
time.
now, it's too late
No,
now.
it's
We can
not
do
too
next
late.
week.
at all.
Or the week after, I
Don't
guess.
feel
I'll
like
have to-
it. Don't feel like
No, we can. Yeah, why can't we just save Jared's for next week?
it. No.
Well, because then you got Jared's hopes up. He's listening
Yeah,
to the
Jared's all
podcast.
excited.
Okay.
He's like, this is
This
Saved by
is
the
his
Bell, the
moment.
college years. This is gonna be.
This is his moment. Then you just rip it away from
Now,
him like
all
that?
right. So, are you okay with waiting to do an
I'll
improv
be okay.
next week?
I mean, you understand that I won't be here next week.
Oh.
So
We'll do it
if
2
my
weeks.
plane goes down, I just want you to know that
come
my
on.
final Podcast Beyond request is not honored.
I'll
I'm
honor it.
bring-
just
I'll
gonna
bring-
throw
Let's go.
down
We
a-
gotta go.
All right.
Portillo will be, replacing you.
If I die, bring Portillo in just to and make him bark. And
Okay.
That'll be the song.
Put a headset
All
on him.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna love that.
Beyond.
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 At last, my hands are complete again. Ooh, feel the earth beneath my feet. Every pace so sickly sweet. But where were you along the burning meat? Flakes of ash to smear the wheat. But I'm still standing here, away from the flames. Though you feel me near, I couldn't be more far away. Feel the chalky powder pour. Waiting rain swept through the wall. Remind me why my cup's not full. Smash the horns and take the pill. I'm still standing here, away from the flames. And though you feel me near, I couldn't be more far away. Lay back and ignite. There is no wrong from right. Styrofoam and gasoline, don't get it in your eye. Lay back and and ignite. There is no wrong from right. Styrofoam and gasoline, don't get it in your eye. Nothing left to burn. Nothing left to melt. Nothing left to dry. No, nothing left is felt. Turn the phrase, then off to jail. Walk for days, skin, cloven shale. Indeed, the right to tip the scale. Father blaze extinguished in the hail.